If there's one area I see too many entrepreneurs miss the mark on, it's marketing. I've been there. Marketing can be so simple, but we make it so complicated, and it shows up on the bottom line. In this video, I'll give my top do's and don'ts that I've seen work for CEOs at every level. At the end, I'll tell you my secret to early success that so many people miss. When it comes to marketing, one of the first things you want to do is choose the top 3 to 4 ways that you want to market. We always tell our clients to have 3 ways to market consistently so that you can stay out in front of your ideal clients. Now, that might seem overwhelming in the beginning, or even if you've been in business for a while, you're probably thinking, do I have 3 to 4 ways that I'm marketing right now? It doesn't have to be complicated though, because there's not that many ways to market. So maybe for you, maybe it's networking, maybe it's speaking, maybe it's social media ads. Picking the top 3 that work for you is really important because it's hard to know if they're working if you're not doing them consistently and if you're not tracking. So if you've been marketing a couple ways, maybe there's a 3rd way that you could add now. If you got 3 ways that are working really well, maybe there's a 4th way that would tip you to the next level and make it almost inevitable for you to reach your marketing goals every single month. So again, choose the top 3 to 4 ways that you can market consistently. Definitely stick with me because at the end, I'm going to share what I do to market in my business and what I did in the very beginning that worked extremely well. Now, I touched on this a little bit, but second, you have to be consistent in your marketing. Once you have the 3 or 4 ways that you're marketing, then it's like, how do I make it work like clockwork so every single month my marketing is happening? In marketing, the truth is, your results show up typically after 90 days, right? So if I'm doing something to market right now, I'll see those results in 90 days. And that can feel like a long time. That's why it's so important to be consistent. Too many times I meet with CEOs and they're having kind of this roller coaster in marketing where they have a really good month and then they don't. They have a really good month and then they don't. And it's because their marketing is doing this as well. Like they start to get some success, there's enough coming in, they stop the marketing, their business goes down. And we don't want you to be on that roller coaster. Let me know in the comments below how this is resonating with you and also what's helped you be really consistent in your marketing. One of the things you might not know is to put together a marketing calendar. I didn't know that. I just knew that I was supposed to be marketing. And then I heard people talking about their marketing calendar. I was like, what's that? And it can be as simple as using a Google Calendar to plan out your marketing in advance, right? Your 90-day marketing plan so that you can reach your goals consistently every 90 days. And here's one of the things that no one will tell you. You can actually just rinse and repeat. This was so relieving for me because I was always trying to think of the next new marketing idea and the next new marketing idea, and that's exhausting. And the truth is, even people on your list don't remember what you were emailing them 90 days ago. So maybe you have an email series that you use every 90 days and it gets you a great result. Maybe it fills an event for you or it brings people to calls with you. But if I'm on your list, I'm not going to remember exactly what you said in those emails. In fact, I need to see things multiple times. So in other words, don't be afraid to repurpose and reuse your 90-day marketing plan. In fact, that's the easiest way to be consistent and to make sure that your marketing is really working. When it comes to marketing, know this: you do not want to market to everyone. Again, I can tell you in the beginning of my business, I thought I was selling to everyone. I was selling sales coaching services. I thought everybody who had a business or was thinking about having a business probably needed my services. Over time, I started to realize that everyone was not my ideal client. In fact, I learned very quickly that there were clients who were a great fit for the courses I was offering, and there were clients who were not. The clients who weren't a good fit, they weren't coachable, they really weren't open to training, they weren't open to learning new things, and they just weren't a fit with what I valued and what I valued in the classes. And so I started to realize that it was okay to say no to those clients who aren't a good fit. And as I'm connecting with you on this now, that can bring up a lot of feelings like, how do I say no to a prospect when I need the money? Believe me, I get that. But if you say yes to a client who's not a good fit, I guarantee you that down the road, at some point, they're going to become a nightmare for you, and you're going to wish you would have said no in the first place. So again, it's relieving to know you don't have to market to everyone. And within that, I want you to trust yourself and to believe that enough of the right clients are out there for you. When it comes to marketing, you also don't want to pause your marketing. In other words, don't stop. And having a consistent marketing plan and using a marketing calendar is one way that can help you not take that pause, right? Because you have it planned out for the entire year. I can tell you right now in my own business, if you look at our marketing calendar, you can see like for the next year, we have events on our calendar, we have calls to action, we have courses that we're offering, we have podcasts that are coming out. Like you can see our marketing that's coming up. It doesn't mean that we won't be adding to it. It doesn't mean that we might not change things if something's not working. But what I won't do is stop marketing. It's so funny because if you would have asked me over a decade ago what I would be doing most of the time in my business, I wouldn't have thought that I'd be thinking about marketing as much as I do. But if you own a business, marketing and sales are in the front of your mind. Even if you've hired someone else to run your company, you're still thinking about that. You're still thinking like, what are we doing to grow the business? What are we doing in terms of marketing? I spend more of my brain space on marketing these days than almost anything else in the company. And part of that is because that's a good job for me. That's like what it's one of the things I'm really good at is writing content, right? I'm great at connecting with our clients. I know who our market is. So it makes sense that that's where my focus is. Your focus might not be there as you continue to grow your business. Maybe you'll hire someone who handles your marketing, or you'll hire a marketing firm to help you. But at the same time, you'll still be the one who's leading the marketing. Speaking of pausing, let's take a pause and let me remind you that I have a bunch of videos that can help improve your marketing right here on this channel. So don't forget to hit the button and subscribe. So at the beginning, I told you I was going to share a little secret with you, and here it is. Don't believe what everyone else says about marketing. The truth is, not everyone's marketing way is going to work for you. And this took me a long time to understand because I have spent I don't even know. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing over the years, on marketing courses, on marketing companies who've helped me. And a lot of them have been helpful. They've helped my company grow. What hasn't worked is using someone else's, say, funnel or method to a T. And while maybe that's worked for other people, I just haven't experienced that. What I have found is that it's really important for me to be in alignment with whatever marketing that I do. It's really important for me to write the copy, or if I have someone else write it, for me to read it and make sure that it sounds like me, right? This is my voice. Does it sound like me? I want my social media to sound like me. And so be careful of what you see out there and don't feel like you have to believe. Like just because some kind of marketing worked for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and that's okay. This is where it's so important to trust your intuition and follow your gut feeling, to just trust like, oh, this is going to work for me or this isn't. Trust what you know. In the beginning, I also told you I was going to share what I did in the beginning of my business that worked well. When I first started my business, I didn't have a lot of cash in the company. I basically bootstrapped it, and I had to figure out how to market. And I came from a company that had a marketing budget, but I didn't really have that. So I thought, what are the ways that I can market for free? Because ultimately, marketing is about connecting with our ideal clients or customers. That can happen a lot of ways, right? The most cost-effective way for me in the beginning, though, was 3 things. 1, networking. 2, speaking, like speaking on stages. 3 was our e-zine or our newsletter, which I sent out every single month consistently. And those 3 marketing strategies helped me grow my business to multi-6 figures. I never spent a lot on marketing in the beginning. I didn't run ads. I didn't pay for, marketing in magazines. I just didn't do any of that because frankly, I didn't know a lot about it. I didn't know if it would work for me. What I did know is that networking, speaking, and having my monthly e-zine really worked, and it brought clients in. I still do some of those things to an extent today, and they still work in my company, but we've expanded from there, and now we do some paid ads. I have a podcast. I clearly have a YouTube channel, right? So we've really expanded in the ways that we market, but just know that if you're getting started, there are very cost-effective ways, like networking and speaking from stages, that are very cost-effective for you to reach your target audience. Next up, we're going to talk about best ways to follow up after a sales call. And remember, your 2X is waiting for you too.